I've been down here to watch City play at 3 different grounds now that represent Brighton and Hove Albion. The old Goldstone ground, my memories of that was a thumping in the FA Cup, which was in John Bond's season and John Benson's season, which ultimately led to a continuation at that time of City's demise. The Withdean Stadium, which I drove past to come here today, which was an athletics track really. I seem to remember City losing there in a League Cup tie, perhaps on penalties, maybe I've got my memory wrong. And here we are today, a game that is 2 from the end of the season, domestic season in the Premier League, which is essentially a dead rubber. The City manager Pep Guardiola has praised Roberto De Zerbi as being one of the most inventive, if not the best coach of the last 20 years, which is some praise. And he's talked about how his players read the game in a way that anticipates the next pass, which is not dissimilar really, I suppose, to what Pep himself does. But it's certainly interesting coming down here towards the end of May in a season which has so much promise still ahead. But these games, this one and the Brentford game on Saturday, have nothing at all at stake other than looking at young players. And I know that there are some City fans who have got their tickets sorted out for today's game who decided not to come down. So it's a test on a Wednesday night, the other end of the country, 5-hour drive to get down here to see who exactly will come down here, and the type of fan I suppose that comes down. And as a lifelong fan who's been going home and away since the 1970s, I was never going to not come down, but I must admit, even for me, this is a bit more of a challenge. So let's see who we meet up with today. It's an expensive long trip this. Why are you here? Because it's a dead rubber, isn't it?
Oh well, we planned it before the league was over with, so just carried on
overnight. And
yeah, we're going to Istanbul from here.
From here?
no, we're going to Istanbul via Bodrum on the Saturday, on the Friday, getting in Istanbul on the Saturday match day.
It's becoming expensive being a City fan.
It is, Ian. Yeah, it's going to be. She's not coming though.
That's the missus over there, is it? Who's hiding away. So yeah. What do you think tonight? I mean, you expected to put out a weak team? Or?
I think Alden might play. Alvarez, them 2 up front, yeah. He'll play Foden because he played absolutely fantastic at the weekend. He was just everywhere. He was superb. Just a big shout out to all the Wigan Blues back at home. I'll see you all Saturday, Sunday for the last game of the season.
So you're doing it at Brentford as well?
I'm not going to Brentford, no. So we'll all go to the pub. We'll all watch it because we're all going up to Istanbul on the following Friday.
Well, enjoy tonight and enjoy Istanbul.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ian. Up the Blues. It's great to be a Blue.
Man City and we're on the piss again. Can you hear me, Colin? How your name?
Did it ever cross your mind not to come today because the title's done and dusted?
Not a chance. We follow City all the way.
We'll follow you
everywhere.
So the song you just sang is the song, isn't it?
It is. We follow you everywhere. And we're all going to Istanbul.
And are you?
I am going to Istanbul. Pep's the man, isn't he? He does what he does to bring them down, to pep us up. Pep us up. Pep us up. We're going. Lovely to meet you. We are Man City and we're on the beer again.
So today is a game that's a dead rubber, effectively. Why are you here? What are you expecting?
Well, so for me, I go to every City game that I get the opportunity to go to, and I'm hoping that Pep's going to put out a full-strength side tonight, and we're going to take it home. And I also understand that they're doing a guard of honour for City, so that'd be really nice to see.
Are you based down here then?
Well, I come from Sussex, so I used to. When I was young, I started watching the Seagulls in the First Division back in those days. So, I've been eager to see this stadium, and Vicky's such a big City fan that we thought this would be a great game, great opportunity to come down to the South Coast.
Will you be disappointed if Pep doesn't take it seriously in the players because they're saving themselves for the big ones to come?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that, you know, if he rests the big players all the way through to the big finals, that's too long. I think he needs to, you know, they need their game practice, and I think he needs to, you know, keep some of the top players playing.
Yeah, there's something. Well, it's clearly you don't want to risk the biggest players getting injured, so you'd expect them not to play maybe the full 90 minutes. But keeping the teamwork going, keeping the ethos, keeping the focus on performing week in, week out, and well, twice a week at the moment. But getting them to think about the team and the team performance is pretty important. Earlier in the season, there's been a few issues whereby the late subs and disrupting the team saw them kind of go off the boil a bit. So, you know, whilst they don't need the points, it would be really cool to see some really strong performances. Maybe bring in some of the youngsters as well, give them some game time so they can get a sniff of what next season might look like for them. That would be great.
Brighton have done so well this season, and Pep clearly loves the manager Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah.
They could beat City today.
They could, but they'll be all fired up as well to try and get that bit higher in the table. But that's one of the reasons why I want Pep to put out a full strength team, because we want to keep the unbeaten run going, and certainly don't want to lose it tonight against Brighton.
Well, it's still Manchester City, man. At the same time, it's always a blessing to see the boys live. I think we shouldn't take everything for granted. I can only speak for myself on that, but I think for Pep, meaningless game maybe to the open eyes of the public, but to him, no. He wants to keep the winning mentality going into the last game on Sunday against Brentford, and for the two finals coming up as well.
Is that how you feel? I mean, are you excited about this, or is it just glad to be watching City again?
Both. I mean, I'm always excited to watch City live. I think not a lot of people get a chance to go see them live. Plus the fact that, seeing world-class players on the pitch, whether there's something to play for or not something to play for, it's always great to see City live.
And where are you on the treble?
I will give you a definite answer after the final whistle blows on the FA Cup final. Then I can tell you.
So that's the one you're worried about?
Yes, because it's Manchester United. There's going to be a big media blow-ups on that one going into that day. And I'm thinking, and I just trying to block all that noise. But knowing Pep, he'll say something like, look, they're not going to forgive you. No one will if you blow this up. And I don't think they will. And for the Champions League final, Inter Milan, they are a formidable opponent. I think they deserve some respect to get to the final, and they're still a wily, old, hard to break down bunch, and that's, I would say, both finals I'm still hiding behind the sofa on that.
We've just got to keep watching the Blues, It's with passion, so we've just got to keep watching City.
So it doesn't matter that there's nothing at stake tonight?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you still got to support your team, haven't you, through thick and thin, and that's what we're here for as well. And Pep might give other players a chance. Well, we might see some players coming through the future or fighting for the places and stuff like that. So it's still good to come and look out for certain players who can't really get first team foot all the time, but if they get a chance tonight just to prove themselves that they're worthy of a chance for regular football in the future.
So you've come all the way from Germany and you come to all these games. Did it run through your mind not to come tonight because there's nothing much to play for?
No, never cheesy. I mean, I've been a City fan since 69 when we won the FA Cup, and living in Germany right now, and I try to make these trips as often as I can. I'm retired, so I made it one of my bucket list trips to try and get over, and I'm over here for the final 3 weeks of the season. It's at Madrid, Chelsea at the weekend, down here. Still looking for a Brentford ticket, so hopefully I'll look out on that, and then the cup final, and then Istanbul, of course. But I try and get over, 4 or 5 times a year, and never been to Brighton before, so looking forward to it.
What do you expect from this realistically, this game? Because they're good, Brighton, aren't they?
Yeah, it's two teams that have a very similar attacking style, in my opinion. Two very tactical coaches, ball-playing teams, and I think it'll be a great game tonight. I think it'll be entertaining to watch, and who knows? Theoretically, should be a lot of goals, but it'll probably finish up 0-0.
Does it matter if City lose?
You always want City to win, I think, to keep the momentum through till Sunday, and most definitely against the Reds in a week and a half. I think that Pep always wants to win. I think that's his pinch mark for the last
years, win, regardless of the level of the game, and put out a strong. I think he'll put out a strong. I think he'll put out a strong team tonight. So with knowing that Brighton are a very tactful, tactical team with good players, should be a good game.
If City don't win tonight, does that do any damage prospectively going forward to the two big finals that are coming up?
Absolutely not. No damage whatsoever. We're all preparing for the next two finals that we've got coming up, and if we lose today, the lads are still going to put in 110%.
I mean, Pep sort of felt that there needed to be momentum still going. So if City were to, he rates Brighton's manager very highly. If Brighton win tonight, does that in any way psychologically damage City?
No, it doesn't. No, so they'll still be focused, whatever, because they are a very good attacking team, and it depends what team they put out, and the team that he puts out will do their very best.
So those are the thoughts before the game. I'll try and catch up with one or two afterwards, but today, more than ever, I don't suppose it really matters which way the game goes, but let's hope it's a good one. City have fielded a strong team with Haaland up front and Gundogan and the rest, so let's hope they win. Let's see what happens.
2, 3, 4, and they say they're rocking, walking on a country. Johnny Stones! Johnny Stones! He gets it!
Well, it was the end of the season game, wasn't it? But we've done what we had to do, and I told you at Southampton we was going to do this, and we've done it. Got to rest up for the weeks ahead. 2 cup finals, that's what it's all about.
It was a game that didn't have a lot on it, and you could sort of tell that, couldn't you?
Well, I've never been so relaxed in my life at a City game. I'm so relaxed, I'm going to fall over.
Bit of credit to Brighton, they played well, didn't they?
Yeah, they're a good team. They're 6th in the league for a reason, and we was just saying we saw them at home and we've seen them down here. Best two games opposition-wise we've played all year, I reckon. Brighton deserve to be where they are, and I hope they can keep their players, because I don't want to see them joining other top 6 rivals. I hope they can stay here with the manager and push on. But we got better things to go for.
Ian, that was really enjoyable. Loads of changes. Not the greatest of game, but we still enjoyed it. It was great. It's a game of champions.
What did you think of it?
Istanbul, mate, that's all that matters. Nice one. At the end of the game, what surprised me, they celebrate the point as well, so they're happy with the point. But if we had to win tonight, I think we would have been a bit more
at it,
urgency sort of thing. Yeah. But
they're a good side though, Brighton.
Yeah. But I think we still acted professionally, and I thought when the referee was doing bad decisions and stuff like that, we were still at it like that as fans. So it carries on, doesn't it? But I think it was all in our heads tonight. We won the league, sort of thing. But if we had to win the league tonight, it would have been a lot different, in my opinion. But I think we did a good show tonight, to be honest. I think 1-1 was a fair result.
I thought that was a really, really good game. I thought Brighton played well, great goal by them. In patches, City played like what they are, which is champions. And you can see why Pep rates their manager. They look a really good footballing side, Brighton. I'm glad in a way that City didn't have to come here and win to win the league, though, as that fan said, maybe they would have done anyway. But that's it for this one. I'll be at Brentford, of course, on Sunday for the last Premier League game of the season, and then the 2 after that as well. Steve Kinsey was the guest on the audio podcast this week. Check that out. And thanks very much for watching. I really value your support more than you realise. Isn't it great to be a Blue?